Alrighty,
You want to kick it off, or you want me to kick it off?
you kick it off. I don't even remember how.
You don't remember how? Well,
Nope.
we'll get back to it then.
Yeah. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum,
Howdy, boys and girls. Welcome back
bum.
to the Sweaty Plebs podcast.
Pew pew pew.
Pew pew. It's 2020. We skipped the last quarter of 2019.
Yeah. I had an accident. My legs fell off, but I got them reattached, so
That's
good to
good.
go.
Did you
Back in
get that
business.
that leg extending surgery?
No, I didn't need it. Got the long legs already. I already have enough problems finding the right length of pants.
Yeah. I always think about those brave people that do it because it adds like what 6 inches, but they
I
literally
don't.
break
I
your
don't even think it's
legs.
that. I think it's like 2 to 4 or something.
I guess even 2 inches when you're really short. Like I'm 5'6", so if I were to add like a couple inches, that'd be pretty significant.
Yeah. I mean, you could just drink milk too.
You can't. I'm done with that. I've gone that past that
Eh,
age. I'm old.
well, you see, me, I just guzzle a gallon of milk before bedtime every night. Wake up 3 inches taller.
Oof, gross.
It's good for you.
Is it good for you?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're back. We're gonna try to get back on a schedule again. Lots happened in the last quarter of the year
Hmm.
that stopped us from recording. But now that we're back, I feel like this is a good time for us just to kick off 2019 or
More,
end
more like
2019.
wrap up.
Yeah,
You know, we can kick off 2019. We just gotta make a time machine
time
first.
machine and zip it back.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up 2019 and thoughts on 2020, and that's it. Um, I'll start
A
off.
nice jump start to the year. I guess not really a jump start since the month is like
We're halfway through
almost
January.
halfway through.
Yeah. I think the best thing for me in 2019 was Game Pass. I
Yep.
can't count the amount of times that I've bought some games and it came out on Game Pass months later, a couple months later, or I've been
Yeah.
thinking about buying a game and it comes out on Game Pass.
Yep. That's feels like that happens 2 to 3 times a month. I will say it's kind of made me a little wary of buying games on the Switch because it's like, man, I want to play this here, but why pay, 20, $30 for it when if I wait 3 months,
100%.
probably just gonna show up on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like Untitled Goose Game is the perfect example for that. I
Mm-hmm.
thought about buying it 25 times probably, and then I just kept saying no, 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 and then boom, it's on Game Pass.
That's crazy, man. It's insane. I think it's definitely. I mean, now they put Witcher 3 and GTA 5. Not that GTA 5 needed to be on Game Pass.
No, but
I'm
those are like
I'm surprised it's even
insane
on there.
games. Yeah, just
Like,
super high quality.
yeah,
It's if you're not on Game Pass, it's what are you doing? If you like games, you got to get on it.
yeah. And if you're new to any of the console, like to consoles, it's hard not to pick up an Xbox because of Game Pass now,
Hmm.
right? Like as a new gamer or
Yep.
a person that's been gone for a long time and wants to get back into consoles, like like I hooked up my cousin with my Xbox, my old Xbox, and was like, "Hey, I have Game Pass, so just do that." And he's like, "I have no idea what to play. There's just too many options."
There's yeah, I have the same feeling. It's
Yeah,
like I play games all the time, and I'm still like, what what do I do? There's so many. Like there's been so many games where it's like I want to play this, I download it, and then something else comes out. I just like, well, I haven't even really started that other one because there's 10 other games on Game Pass that I have downloaded.
yeah. So
So
2020 is going to be very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Red Dead 2 is on Game Pass in 2020.
um,
Now,
I that one I'm a little bit more. I'm not positive it will be on there. I wouldn't necessarily be surprised since it feels like they do something surprising almost every
every
month.
month, yeah. There's like
Uh,
one big title that you're like, "Whoa, that's on there."
yeah, but
So,
that game is still pretty new in the grand scheme of things,
mm-hmm.
and you know, GTA 5. It's crazy that it's on there, but that game came out in what 2014 or something.
Dude,
So
that
that's an old game.
that game is still on the top 5 selling games, top 10 selling games of the month over month
Yeah,
since launch. Insanity.
it's a good game. People enjoy it.
Yeah,
It makes sense. It's GTA, murder, steal, fly
yeah.
helicopters, all the
Open
stuff
world.
you're
Yeah,
most likely not going to be doing in real life. Hopefully, some of them. I mean, flying helicopters is okay.
yeah. I mean, you get some crazy stuff. I remember one time I was playing the game, and all I do was like driving by, and this
Hmm.
person, someone else, carjacked this other person, like pulled him out of the car, and pulled out a dude wearing a dress and high heels. I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, it's a crazy game.
Yeah,
That's the shortest way to explain it.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I never really got too deep into like the online mode. I just didn't really want to deal with any griefers or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was more of like a regular GTA experience,
Single
if you
player
want to call it
experience.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, but it's cool that it's out there now, and if you want to play it, you just go download it.
just go
As
do
long as
it.
you have Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy man.
Um,
What about you, man? What was your best
well,
thing so far in 2019?
sort of piggyback off of that. For me, it was that Game Pass deal that they did around E3, where
Yes.
it was like the $1 thing. And honestly, I would not subscribe to Game Pass for the regular price,
Mm-hmm.
at least Game Pass Ultimate for sure. I would maybe pick and choose, like, okay, I know Gears comes out this month. I'm going to, get it for a month and then just play that as much as I want, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
Um, but that deal just was too good to pass up. So I hopped on it immediately, and now I'm set for, I think, another year, pretty much.
I'm like
Um,
2021 right now.
yeah, I don't remember. It's something crazy. It's like it's something so crazy. It's like I know I don't even need to check on this
Yeah.
for forever, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that was like the really, I guess, crazy good thing for me because it just opened up so many possibilities. But the other one is when my girlfriend got the Switch Lite,
Yeah.
and it's been fun watching her play games,
Should be
especially
getting
since
pretty
she
deep,
doesn't.
right? Into some of them.
She for a moment I thought I was gonna have to hide it from her because I was so tired of hearing about how her Fire Emblem story was going and about how all the things that she was or hearing from all the students, I guess. Um, but it's fun. I enjoy talking to her about it. We've been working on a farm together. I keep
Oh
telling
yeah.
her that it's actually I'm the real farmer. I just tell her what to do, and she gets real mad at that.
She's a ranch hand.
Um, yeah. um, so that's a fun game that we play. But yeah, there's a lot of good things this year. It's tough to whittle it down to, I guess, one thing, but
Yeah.
those two are particularly good to me.
Yeah, I was coming up with our like our criteria for an episode, and this episode could easily go into hours because we
Yeah,
could talk about
this
all
could be a
kinds of
7 hour
stuff, right?
episode.
So,
Hmm.
but then when you have to whittle things down to like a top 3 or top 1, you have to really think about the games you truly enjoyed or moments you truly enjoyed, or didn't enjoy.
Hmm.
So let's get into our top 3 games of 2019.
Okay.
And I made my list and I was very pleasantly surprised with my list because it wasn't any like major expensive title, right? So
Yeah.
Slay this, and we have very similar lists. We have Slay the Spires, my probably my number one. It was my
Yeah.
it was my pleasant surprise this year. I didn't think I would like a card based roguelike at all. It's not
No,
even on any parts of my mind of types of games I would love to play. And it,
it's it's wild. Like
yeah,
I don't like card games at all, but that game I just couldn't stop playing. I know you couldn't stop playing it
oh
either.
man, it was a saving grace when I was traveling to the Philippines this year. I
Yeah.
played. I couldn't believe the amount of time that just like flew by. I was like playing that game.
And I have been hounding you for what, weeks saying
Yeah.
you need to get this game. You have to get this game. It's
Oh,
so addicting. Like you have to play. It's the best game. And I'm glad that you finally took the plunge and got it. Although if you had waited, I think it's on Game
it's on
Pass
Game
now.
Pass. Yes,
Yeah. So
but it's the perfect game for Switch.
Yep.
100%.
Nothing beats it. It's
Yeah.
just because you can pick it up and play for as much time as you want,
Yeah.
and there's no real like you need to focus on it. Yes, you want to pay attention to what you're doing, but you don't have to zoom in on it and just
Yeah. The turn-based combat system allows you to like, I'm watching TV. Okay, then I can gives you that
yep.
flexibility. Yeah, wonderful. My number one game of the year, um, which I would have never beginning of the year I would have never told you a card game
Hmm.
would have been my number one game.
It's yeah, I would have told you fuck off. I'm not I'm not
Yeah.
playing any card game. What is this? I'm not gonna go get into Hearthstone or something right now.
Yeah.
So um that was definitely a great surprise. Like I remember reading about it and people were getting like super hyped and I was like, it sounds stupid. Like
Yeah.
this sounds dumb.
Sounds
And then the
terrible.
more I read about it, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna buy this fucking game.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Um
So the second game would be probably Apex Legends. It was a
okay.
surprise release in February of this year, or
Last
2019,
year. Yeah.
and it pretty much ruined shooters for the rest of the year for me,
Yep.
mechanically.
Hmm.
Because now when I like Borderlands 3 came out, and I'm like, yeah, this is an improvement over Borderlands 2, but the movement's not nearly as good mechanically. Shooting, all that's not nearly as good as Apex Legends, and it just makes me want to go play Apex Legends because it just plays better.
That's true. I I was very surprised. Like I remember when they announced it, I was just like, what the like what is this? Like a battle royale out of nowhere
Yeah, just
made by the old Titanfall
shadow
team.
launch, man. They just went,
Yeah.
pop, boom, let's go.
Surprise.
And
Enjoy.
yeah, and despite it has some ups and downs,
Hmm.
it's still mechanically an outstanding game. And for BRs, it's definitely the best BR in my mind out there.
At least right now. Um, you know. Oh
Nice.
no.
Again.
Oh. Surprise. Technical difficulties. I have my phone on a stand.
It's definitely standing.
Yep. All right. We're good.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, something about it.
no.
I think now, Apex now, after all the hardship that happened with a launch, first year launch of a game,
Hmm.
I think it's in a good place, especially with like their MTX system and their LTM modes they're releasing. It looks like almost every 6 weeks, there's always something like a new event going on now.
Yep. Yep. They're keeping it fresh. This season a little bit less so compared to the last
Mm-hmm.
season. Last season they were changing the map around a little bit more. This season I
Yeah.
think they only added that ship
Mm-hmm.
for the holidays, which is fine. It the game has just evolved and changed and
Yeah.
so much. Whether with addition of new guns or stuff like that. It's just been a lot of fun. Definitely it's 1A and 1B with Slay the Spire for me too. Those two are my favorites of the year
Yeah. I
by
mean,
far.
if I had to look at total hours spent, Apex probably has the most hours.
Definitely, I think
Yeah.
I played Apex pretty much every day I could,
Yeah.
at least for a while. Really ground out those seasons, got to top rank on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a lot of fun. Even when it's going bad, that game just plays well, and you
Yeah.
never feel like you're really being cheated.
No. So, yeah, and it's just a great game. I recommend. I tell everyone, especially if they don't like BRs, I'm like, yeah, you might want to give this one a chance because
Hmm.
it just plays well.
Yep,
Right? It
that's
just plays well.
all you can ask.
You go to any other BR out there, they don't play well. Like
Nope.
there's always some kind of jankiness to them, or it's just not smooth or something.
This one, smooth as I a
Smooth as
watermelon.
okay, smooth as a smooth. Okay, let's not go any deeper than that. And then my third choice would be Outer Worlds, which is a AA title now going to be AAA now that Microsoft owns it, but at its production and development time it was a AA title. So Outer Worlds, fantastic. It's a great RPG. It made me. I've done one playthrough, and I played through this game differently than I've ever played any other game of that style. I did a dialogue based, science based build. I've never
Hmm.
done that, but the game rewards you for playing that way. And I found games like Fallout or whatever, they don't reward you as well. They still like
Hmm.
reward more just combat driven kind of stuff.
Yep.
And I found the opposite. And the
Hmm.
dialogue and the writing and the environment and the characters, they're fantastic. They draw you in. Um, yeah, it's wonderful.
Uh, I I don't have the same feelings for this game, but I will say one thing I really appreciated about this game was day one Game Pass.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
yeah.
I'm because I would have took the plunge and bought this game
Hmm.
if it was not on Game Pass. For me, it turned out to not really be for me as much. I enjoyed what I have played of it, but I fell off pretty quickly around like the second or third planet.
Hmm.
Um, I just it felt a little underbaked. I'll say um, I didn't I didn't really get the same experience as you had, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing this, unique play style. I tried to go for something that I normally don't do, but I just didn't have as much fun. I
Sure.
do want to go back and give it another shot because I enjoyed it decently while I was playing it, but other games were just more enticing at
Yeah.
that time, so I kind of stuck with those. So what we will see. I want to give it another shot for sure because I know I can pick it up and start over,
Sure.
and just have fun, just do something different.
Well, I think
With
with
that
that
said,
game, I think the length is perfect. It's not
hmm
super long. Like this is not a 30-hour game. This is not
yep.
even a 20-hour. It's like 15 hours.
I mean, depending on
Yeah.
how deep into all the side quests
That's
and
true.
exploration you
Toward
go.
the end, like in the beginning, the first half, I was doing all of it, and then the second
Hmm.
half, I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm just I kind of well." A part of that was there's so many other games to play,
Yep.
and I was like, I want to finish it. Like I'm trying to like finish single player games.
hmm That's true. Yeah,
I'm trying to,
it's a good goal. Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to finish the game. So I'm like, okay, I know it's not much further. If I do the side quests, I'll probably increase by like double. So I'm just gonna like get
Yeah.
through the main content and see how it's like.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I played that game wrong. I spent so much time on that first planet, like checking every
Yeah.
single nook and cranny, and then just kind of burnt myself out a little bit too early. So
Hmm.
might just try to streamline it and get to the end.
Yeah.
Um, well, I mean, I don't have anything really different on my list, except I do have the game of 2018 of 2019 on my list, which is Dead Cells. It's still my number one played game. Like I literally played like 6 runs yesterday. I
It's
will
what
play that game nonstop. I progressed farther than I have ever.
you have. You
Yeah,
you did 4 cells. You got 4 cells, and I was like,
mhm,
literally 3 months ago, I was like, "What? You're still at 2 cells or 1 cell or
yeah.
something like that?"
I took a very long break
Yeah.
at 1 cell because I was just beating my head against the game. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like I can't. The things I was doing aren't working just because the difficulty changes that they do, like particularly around health, I was not prepared for.
Hmm.
So I switched it up, picked it back up, and switched up the way I was doing things. And then now I'm just super addicted. Like I had never used shields before this year
Yeah.
in all of my time. I was like, maybe I picked one up once, and I was like, yeah, I don't get this. This sucks. And now I have a shield every single run, pretty
Yeah.
much. And
That's
it's
that's one thing I started trying to do is use more shields.
yeah.
Um,
So I know that's not really a game from this year. So I'll also throw on there a game that I've really been enjoying of late is Dragon Quest XI.
okay.
I think that came out in 2019. I'm not positive.
Ye-
Um,
I think so.
I think so, but
I
I
think
don't
so. I
remember.
know they dropped a demo in 2019. That's a long
Yeah.
demo. It's like a 2 hour demo or
Yep.
something like that.
So that demo, I had heard from a couple people that the game is good and they really recommended it, but I had never really played Dragon Quest. I played Dragon Quest Builders, but I know that's nothing
Very different.
similar. Um, and that demo convinced me. I was like, this is perfect. It's to me, it's like one of the best JRPGs I've played ever. Just because you can like really just set it up to auto battle and if you want, you can stop that mid battle and you can say
Hmm.
like, I want to take over here and like try to set something up or do something cool. Um, I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. I've been trying to play that a few hours every week just to
Yeah.
keep progressing. But the more I play, the more I'm just wowed by like this game just seems huge. Like
Yeah.
I,
You're typically not a
it's
JRPG guy either, right?
no, I typically fall off of them just because like
They're so long.
they're so long and like a lot of the combat can like get pretty tedious.
Hmm.
But in this, it's just like I put the speed to super fast
Yeah.
and I set all my characters like to a different fight style, like how I want them to fight, and just let them go out there and do their thing. And then it's just fun. Like you get experience,
Yeah.
you get items. It doesn't really change the gameplay all that much. It's just fun to kind of play that game a little bit more passively.
Hmm.
But I have been having a lot of fun with it.
Sweet, man. That's exciting. Um,
Hmm.
well, maybe you'll play the Final Fantasy games then when they come out to Game Pass.
Yeah, definitely not. No way. This is enough for sure.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, because you also liked Fire Emblem this year too.
I did. I liked Fire Emblem, but that one, to me, it was not my favorite Fire Emblem.
Hmm.
I enjoy what they did, but I definitely got to a point in that where I was like, I'm only going to beat this because I've spent, 20 or 30
Yeah,
hours to get to this point, and like I'm done playing the game, but I
yeah,
just need to grind this out and get it done. Um,
yeah,
I'd put that as an honorable mention too because I did spend so much time
yeah. You told me you
playing that.
enjoyed it,
Yeah.
so and it's a neat game. Like I'm interested in doing it. I just haven't. I have. Well, we'll get into the next games, but I have
Yeah.
a backlog of single player games still. So
It's never gonna stop.
yeah, it's just never gonna. I mean, with Game Pass and then the Switch,
Hmm.
the Switch is such a great little. It's so good.
Hmm.
Such a great product, especially I want to say in 2018, toward the end of it, and definitely in 2019, you've really pushed me into playing a lot more indie games from indie developers.
I have.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
because I would have not normally, because, well, most indie games come out to PC,
Hmm.
and we haven't been really playing PC, but now I have a new PC, so I might dabble a little bit into it.
Hmm.
But the Switch is such a great indie device,
Yeah.
and
It's perfect for that.
you play a lot more than I ever had. So you told me about these ones, like, oh, try it. Like I downloaded Bastion. I've never played
Oh yeah.
Bastion, so like now I started playing it last night,
That's
and I'm
that's a
like,
really old one.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of indie games I just have never played, and especially roguelikes or Metroidvanias. I never really got into them a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean that's what the Switch is for me. It's a roguelike and
Yeah,
Metroidvania machine. Like
yeah,
my wish list on the eShop is all roguelikes, all Metroidvanias.
yeah.
So it
So that's just essentially what that the Switch turned into. So like for me, this past year is like a big indie year, playing a lot of indie games. Um, but
that's a great year.
let's talk about our disappointing,
Okay.
underwhelming, failed games of 2019. Both of us have Anthem on our list.
Yes. Although I do want to give a special shout out to Anthem for putting out a demo when they knew that game was hot dog shit. So thank you guys. I would have bought that for sure.
Oh, I had it
Um,
pre-ordered,
oh,
remember? And then I
yeah,
canceled
I
it.
do.
I canceled it. I wanted to like talking myself into liking it. Um,
I remember that. I remember telling you, no matter what you do, if you buy this, I will not buy it. I
yeah.
guarantee you
Now,
100%.
with that said, they said the developers said they're going to do a like No Man's Sky reboot
Hmm.
or like a Final Fantasy 14 like reboot.
I
But
mean, they
if that
have to. That
happens,
this
maybe.
this this is it for BioWare. Like, if they
No,
don't make it
they're
good,
going Dragon Age.
I'm not buying Dragon Age. If they don't make Anthem good, I'm not ever looking at
Dude,
anything they
they
ever
just need to
do. And
put that. They need to put it on Game Pass. Just like, all right, guys, we just put it on Game Pass.
yeah, but they need to make it good, otherwise nobody's gonna play it. So
Yeah,
first, make it good, which I doubt they'll be able to do.
yeah.
Just based off of what they've done, like they've been
Their updates have
very,
been
very bad.
garbage. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they've like their big up first like on their roadmap. Their first update didn't happen for months after
Yeah.
the supposed launch or drop date. So
Hmm.
who knows what's happening with that IP, which is a shame because conceptually,
It looked great. I
fantastic,
was super excited. I
fantastic.
That was the game where, for multiple E3s in a row, I was like, that's what I want to know more about. That's the one.
That game broke my heart for the decade.
Last decade or this upcoming one?
Yeah, the 2010,
Maybe both,
the
actually.
2010.
Could
Yeah,
be both. Yeah.
no, I'll tell you when we get to it. I'll tell you what's gonna break my heart in 20 for the 2020s.
We'll see. Well, it's not really related to that, but for me, a big disappointment was Borderlands 3. I could not have been let down more. Like, I played that game a lot. I don't think it's a good game. I don't think it was fun. I don't think the loot was very good. I am very dissatisfied with that game. Um, just so buggy, and like playing that and playing Apex at the same time, and like switching between the two, I was like, how can this
Jarring.
game that they've had, what, 10 plus years to work on? I'm not
Hmm.
10 years. I don't even know. A lot of time to work on.
It's like 8 years.
Perform this poorly. Like, it's so janky. Nothing really worked super well. I haven't picked it up in a long time, but I'm assuming the menus are still complete crap.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just such a letdown to me for something that I played so much. Borderlands 2, the pre-sequel, and I enjoyed all of those. And Borderlands 3, if it came out around the time of those, would have been awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
But
because
it
it was
didn't.
a
It
good step 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Like
It
like in quality, 5 years ago would have been, yeah, it's fantastic, barring the jarriness of the
yeah.
menus. Because I don't know why they had to make the menu so complicated and so laggy.
There were
Um,
so many times where I forgot how to like pull up the map or something and say like, I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know
yeah,
where I need to go. And
yeah.
it's just a big letdown for something that I was excited about. Yeah, I
Um,
did spend a decent amount of time playing it. I think I got one character almost max level, but I will 100% skip out every DLC that they may or may not release.
yeah, I'm in a fairly similar boat. I had probably more fun than you did with it. But it did not give me the confidence to pay for the season pass, which was overpriced anyways. For all the
I didn't even look
DLCs,
up,
it's like
didn't
40
even look the
bucks.
price up. Yeah,
It's like 40
I've
bucks. Which, I
never
mean, if you
considered
broke
it.
it down for like 4 DLCs, $10 each DLC is actually not a terrible price point. But
Yeah, but do you want to
for me to
spend?
put that much money up front,
Yeah,
um, yeah, it just like you were saying, like going when you go from Ape, like, all right, we did our dailies on Apex, let's go play
yeah.
Borderlands. You're just like, it just if
Felt like garbage.
feels janky. Like
Yeah,
I played a better game.
yeah,
I was just playing
but
a better moving game.
yeah. And yes, they're not like a one-to-one like copy of each other. But there's no way that like a free-to-play game should have such a better movement system
Mm-hmm.
in like
With less
Borderlands
development
needed
time.
that. Yeah, Borderlands needed that.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
mean, I mean, in a bubble, if you go from playing Borderlands 2 to Borderlands 3, it's a much better game. In a
I did do
bubble.
that. I went so when Borderlands 3 was announced, they like did sales or something,
Yeah.
or maybe it came to game. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I played a bunch of Borderlands 2 and a bunch of Borderlands 1 even. And honestly, I think I prefer those games to 3 just because
I
I
couldn't.
have the nostalgia
That's
factor,
well,
and
okay. That's fair.
it's not that much of a jump.
It.
Like, there are
Yeah.
improvements between those games, but
Yeah.
it's not enough for what I expect with something that had that much time put into it.
Yeah. I
I
can
don't even
see
know if they
that.
spent all that time.
Yeah. I can see that. I did. For me, it bothered me more. Like when we went back to Borderlands 2, and we played some together,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Ugh, this game's a
But
little aged."
at least you know that
It has a reason to
that's an
be
old
aged.
game.
Yeah. Has a reason to
This
be aged.
game felt like that game to me.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3 felt like
Yeah.
Borderlands 2, just slightly nicer.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I agree. It was disappointing. It's not my most disappointing,
Hmm.
um, because I for the most part I enjoyed playing it when I was playing it. Now, it's just not good enough for me to want to go back to when they do like their special events and stuff like that.
Nope, I have not
Yeah, I haven't
played
touched
that
it.
game since before the October special event.
Yeah, I agree. I did the October special event, and I'm like, the menus alone
Yep,
bother me
it's tough.
more than anything. Like
Yep,
those menus, we start doing those menus, and get so frustrated. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here.
yep.
I'm out of here.
Games are meant to be fun.
Yeah,
That's my tip. That's my tip for Gearbox.
for
Make it fun.
for any developer.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my thing with Modern Warfare right now. Is like okay, I get your realism part, but it's still supposed to be fun.
That one I give much more of a pass because it just plays so much better.
This
Like,
is yeah, gameplay,
yeah,
fine,
yep,
shooting's fine, like most of that stuff's fine.
yeah. Some of the map design and some of the guns are, little annoying, but
Yeah,
you can use that to your advantage just as much as somebody else. This is everybody's being punished by this poor menu system and this
yeah, it's
2009.
performance is just so bad,
Yeah.
so bad. Um, which means for me, I kind of have similar feelings with Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's one of my
Okay.
on my list. It I play the game, yeah, and visually it's okay. It could be better because
There's nothing special about it. It
yeah,
looks like a 3DS game.
yeah. Well, that's my problem. It's a Switch game. You look at Breath of the Wild, which is also a Nintendo game.
Hmm.
It's a
But
gorgeous looking game.
this is a Game Freak game,
I get,
right? Game Freak.
I get it,
So
but it's a Nintendo exclusive kind of thing.
yeah. Um,
Um,
I could see that. To me, I don't expect that much from a Pokemon game. Like I don't need new things. Like
sure.
if you just to me, if they just stuck with like the Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like Platinum era graphics and just that entire game
Mm-hmm.
and just make new ones, I'm perfectly fine. Like that was great. And this is obviously different than that. It's not my favorite Pokemon game by far. I think it's the one of the better ones they've released recently.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I could see um, why it's a bit of a letdown, especially like when you're in the wild areas and like looking for like the raid battles. I don't think I ever got into a raid battle with other people.
Yeah, it's always like
Um,
just they did like random AI or something.
yeah,
Um, no, like it doesn't feel like a $60 game.
no, I will say that that should be a $40 game because it's basically a 3DS game.
Yeah, like visually not that impressive. It's subpar for being a Switch, the first real Pokemon game on Switch. It's not as good as it probably should have been. Mechanically, no different than anything else. Like
I
there's no
mean, they're not going to change
yeah
anything. Obviously, they do like the one battle thing each generation, and this one was your Pokemon's going to get really big. Excuse me, which
which they already kind of
I
had
don't
with
care about.
the Mega Evolves anyways.
I think Mega Evolutions are way cooler.
Yeah, I agree. So it's just like those things. Like it's a new game, $60 game. Like there's no real progression. And yes, I understand it's a Pokemon game, but if you look at
Hmm.
other like titles, look at like Dragon Quest. Progressively, combat systems get better. Like different mechanic systems get better and better with every release, and they change and they evolve and they look like. So, I understand. Yes, it's a Nintendo game, and I was hyped based on nostalgia and stuff like that. But after
Hmm.
playing it, I'm like, and after playing like more complex indie games,
Yep.
and then going to it, I'm like, oh, this is kind of dull.
Yeah, you got to remember Pokemon is really
Yeah,
a
there's a
kid's
specific
game
demographic for it.
at heart.
Yeah, so
Um,
that's why it's not. I don't say it's not a bad game.
I yeah, I put that in like a middling disappointment. I had a lot of fun with it, but
Mm-hmm.
when I compare it to my favorite
Sure.
Pokemon game,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not
It's
it's
not a
not even
bad
close.
game. It's not like a 5 out of 10. I still
No.
give it probably a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say
Right.
that's very fair. Seven, even I
Seven
would
out of
even
10.
maybe go a little lower. Like, whoops, like a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't say it's bad. I would say buy it on sale.
if it goes on sale.
If
It's
it
a
goes on
Pokemon
sale.
game.
It's not a $6 game. If you can get it for 40, I would say it's worth it at $40. It's worth playing if you're a big Pokemon fan. It's just disappointing. I think my hype was too high.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've just grown in like what I've wanted out of that type of game.
That makes sense. One thing I will say about that game being a disappointment, I think all the uh, what's the word, hubbalub, whatever it is, about they don't have all the Pokemon and
Yeah.
they're cutting this and that.
That
That
doesn't bother
didn't
me.
matter.
Doesn't
Like
bother
all
me
the
at
new
all.
Pokemon were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed pretty much everything about the game.
Yeah.
It just wasn't what the first console
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon game should have been.
I agree. And now they announced the expansion packs,
Yep.
and which
I'm not gonna get those.
No, I don't. One, I think they shouldn't do it. They should just make a new Pokemon game instead of waste their time doing it.
Probably.
But whatever. Yeah. So that was that one. What's your other disappointment of 2019?
This is actually a dumb joke. My other disappointment is Destiny EA Edition, aka Anthem. We already talked about it.
Sure.
That shit could have been so tight, but wasn't.
Yeah.
We already talked.
Just wasn't. Mine was Crackdown 3. I knew going into it was going to be bad. I played it.
Yep.
I beat it. But for a game that was, again, like Borderlands, in a long development time, not that much better than the previous version of it. I will say, not as janky as Borderlands.
No, much more fun to play than Borderlands.
Yeah.
And it was a day one on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't beat it. I played it for 10 hours or whatever. Said, all right, I'm done. I've done the same thing like enough times.
Yeah.
I've got new stuff enough times. I've ranked up enough times where I see what they're doing. It's not enough
to keep playing.
It's
Understandable.
Fine.
Yeah.
I really like Crackdown 1. I thought Crackdown 2 was just okay. I think Crackdown 3 is just okay.
Yeah. It's just more Crackdown. Right. It's just more Crackdown, and it's fine. If that's what it wanted to be, even though that's not where they. Wow.
Damn it.
We need to get you a real stand or something.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll get one.
All right. So
yeah,
now
you're gonna have to edit all of these out.
Now that we
just trying to pick up my water bottle.
We talked about the lulls of 2019. Let's talk about 2020. We're in January. 2020 has some big hitters.
Maybe. We don't know. We assume.
Potential big hitters. A lot of hype. A lot of hype on these hitters. Big one across both of our list is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes.
Is that a March or February release?
I believe it's March. I want to say March.
Yeah, March.
Might be February. I don't know.
Big one. I'll probably stream that one.
I won't. That's too much to go over for sure.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably get some video. But I'm gonna be playing it a lot, so I might as well just stream it. I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, there's big hype. They've already talked about they're gonna be adding a multiplayer component after launch.
I say focus on the main game.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to that for multiplayer,
No.
although we don't know how it plays, so
yeah, I think
maybe that'll be awesome.
I think they're waiting for it to like launch it, see how it goes, and then go like, can this work as a multiplayer? Should we do a multiplayer? But I think they've talked about some development into it already, or they're going to do a development into multiplayer. Either way, it doesn't matter because like you said with Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't play these games for multiplayer.
Nope. These are for me to sit by myself and in the dark and just grind away.
Yeah, and I don't
for days on end.
In these kinds of games, I don't know how they would work in multiplayer as well.
Well, we don't know what this one is going to play like at all.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be The Witcher.
No.
So we'll have to see what it plays like. Like really, we don't know. There's not really been a good video showing what it is. Like yes, they've had a couple like trailers and stuff. but we don't know.
Yeah.
That's as far as we can say.
Yeah, based on like what I've seen, I'm like, that doesn't look like it plays well multiplayer.
But maybe they'll
Right.
lock it down to like classes. Like there'll
Yeah.
be like a
Who
stealth
knows?
class and a soldier class,
Or
and
maybe it's a survival open world game where like there's 10 people in this world and it's just like Grand Theft Auto Online. It's just like, all right, fuck off.
that would be wild. Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
yeah.
And then you can make it private servers, so it's just us, just hanging around and fucking around.
I would kill you all the time.
That's
Sneak up
understandable.
on you.
That's
Yeah.
understandable.
Um, let's see. For me, I'll just throw this out there. Animal Crossing.
I'm
It's gonna be
excited.
so dope. Yeah,
I'm
it's gonna
excited.
be
I
so
never
dope.
got into it. Kayla was a big fan in the
Hmm.
Wii era. Um,
I picked it up on what was it, New Horizons, the one on 3DS.
yeah,
Picked it up just because, and I liked it so much. I was like, this is so tight. Like I made friends talking about Animal Crossing, which I never thought I would.
yeah,
There's nothing like cool or revolutionary about the game. It's
yeah.
just like it's like a perfect game to like pick up, play for an hour. You talk to your villagers, you water all your plants, whatever you need to do. Um,
It's almost like
it's just fun.
it's like a Stardew
Mhm.
Valley replacement in a sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say Stardew Valley light,
Mm-hmm.
but there's like less stuff that you need to manage,
Yeah.
I would say. At least it feels that way. Um, yeah, I can't wait to start fishing and collecting bugs and
Yeah.
doing all that stuff.
I'm pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited. Mostly, I'm more excited. Those games, it's just a survival game, at its roots, right?
But in a super easy one.
But yeah, an easy and like optimistic one,
Yep.
which I think is really cool because it's such a complete opposite. I don't know,
Hmm.
what do you call it even? Survival? What's the opposite of survival?
Death.
It's a thrivival game. Um, but I would love to like jump into your world and go like, all right, I'm gonna help you do
Yeah.
stuff and I'll pet your animals.
Yeah.
So
You
dumb.
you don't pet them. They're your villagers.
Whatever.
They're your friends. Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm gonna
I'll give them high
I'm gonna bring
fives.
you some apples or some shit. Like, hey, you
Yeah.
have no apple trees. Here you go. Give me one of your oranges. I need some orange trees.
Yeah, it's so
Shit like
silly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Um,
cool. It sounds like such a nice like pick me up from like a shit work day.
Yeah. It's honestly like perfect for that. Where you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna screw around on this for a little bit and have some fun.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. That's been like my most look forward to Switch game since Breath of the Wild, but that came out like immediately. So
Mhm.
fingers crossed it's good.
Sure.
We'll see. I believe it will be.
All right. And then let's talk our last thing. They kind of tie in together, both of ours. No, actually, I have one before that.
You have
I have one before it. Doom Eternal. It got pushed back from 2019 to 2020 for more development time. Perfect. That's what I want. Bethesda has been dropping the ball lately with a bunch of other games. So id Software's like, no, we got to push it back. So they're pushing it back. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
It's going to come out. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be the Doom
I-
Slayer. I'm going to wreck heads.
punch somebody.
The double barrel
Change that.
shotgun
Yeah.
has a grappling hook attached to it. So you can grapple with the double barrel shotgun or grapple people and pull them towards you and then blow their heads off with the double barrel shotgun.
Just as you've always wanted.
Dude, super rewarding.
Yeah, that's a game. Like I'm keeping the corner of my eye, just like watching you over there. I'll play it. I'm not
I'm not buying
really
it.
excited for it.
I'm not going to buy it on release.
It's probably gonna come to Game Pass. at some point.
Exactly. I have no worries because all the other ones have come to Game Pass. So I'm just like, I'm just
Yep.
going to wait till it comes to Game Pass. I'm going to pick it up. It's a single player game, so there's no reason. Well, it does
Well,
have
there is-
multiplayer, but I'm not.
Yeah, but
I'm not
that's not
interested
my
in
kind.
that
Yeah.
type of arena shooter. Yeah, so I'm like, no rush. It's great,
it's
wonderful.
gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I really like the music in
No,
those games.
dude.
It just
gets my heart.
gets you juiced up.
Yeah.
All right. Let's tie this all together with our last two. Perfect little bow.
The most
Get it right
exciting
there.
part of 2020. This is
Yeah.
probably the most exciting thing of 2020.
So, what comes first, the game
Console.
or the the egg, the game or the egg.
Egg's coming first. They're coming
Yeah.
together.
Okay.
They're both in the same
This
egg.
time they both
It's a double yolk.
they're out. Yeah.
It's a double yolk egg.
Yep. um, New consoles. We obviously are most excited about the Xbox, most likely because we're in that ecosystem. Gonna probably stick in that ecosystem.
Yep.
Maybe at some point down the line, if PlayStation proves that it has something
Mm-hmm.
cool that I really want, I'll take the plunge. But what is it called? Xbox Series X.
Yep. The Series X
Looks cool. I'm just excited. There's not much to say. It's just a new box.
Yeah, I mean,
It's gonna.
launch year is always full of hype. It's always full of excitement and potential, right?
Mhm.
Like what we're gonna get into. And,
Like what makes this box worth buying? You
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah,
hopefully, if the load time discussion, all of that
dude, if they get that
is
figured
true,
out, that's insane.
yeah, that will change the game literally. But I think what you're excited about, secretly what I'm most excited about, because obviously the box is cool and it can do all this cool stuff.
Well, we
It's
can't
great,
have
but
this without the box.
yeah.
Halo
What is
Infinite.
it? Oh
Halo
yeah.
Infinite. Chiefs back, baby.
What is it? Yeah. The grunts are back on the menu.
No, I'm Halo Infinite, man. As much as hate Halo 5 gets, I actually enjoyed Halo 5.
I really, really enjoy Halo 5
Mechanically,
multiplayer. Yep.
fantastic. I hope they bring back Warzone. I hope I I hope they don't gut, because some people were complaining about like the Spartan abilities. I hope they don't gut it entirely. I can understand why people want more boots on the ground, OG type Halo feeling, but
Yep.
people say that, but they don't really want it. I think the fans say it, but I think the general population doesn't.
People like to complain, and
Yeah,
complainers are the loudest
yeah.
people in the world. So
Because I tell people now, like, dude, seriously, going back to playing Halo, like, there's nostalgia, but woof, that movement definitely
I
feels
played
its age.
a decent amount of Halo 3 this year, and Halo 3 and Halo 2, and I will say it's like you feel like you're so slow and sluggish. And I was
So
like,
slow.
I used to play this all the time, and
Yeah.
I thought this was like
Fast paced.
crazy fast movement,
Yeah.
and now I'm just like, this is wild to me. So we don't really know anything about the game.
No,
That's
nothing. Other than
that's one of the
that
things.
teaser trailer.
Yeah, like
looks
to look
great.
forward to is like, what is it gonna be? Like, what does infinite mean? Does that mean like it's like some crazy huge open world? Like, does that just mean it's like some weird timeline thing? I don't know. I can't wait. Halo is the reason I had an Xbox and was in
Sure.
like that Xbox ecosystem for so long. So if this is just, gets the old Halo crew back together, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, I don't know what to say then other than it's Halo, man.
It's Halo, man. We don't really know anything about it.
Halo changed first person shooting on consoles when it first came out. It keeps pushing it. The multiplayer suite's always been good, I would say, for the most part. Even Halo 4 had its like probably the worst multiplayer suite,
Definitely the worst. Yeah.
but consistently, I mean,
I've had fun on all of them.
all of them. ODST was great. Reach was
Reach.
great.
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty much hitting it out of the park for the most part. Halo 5, man. I hope they
I
keep
played
most
so
of
much
everything there.
Warzone. Yeah.
Dude, Warzone is great. I think the MTX system probably needs to be changed up a little bit. Get away from
Single-use cards or whatever.
the card system is fine. I actually would prefer if they. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I'd like them to do it. I kind of like how Battlefront 2 does their card system, but it's completely different because those are abilities and skills, and Halo is about like weapons and vehicles as your cards.
Yeah.
Maybe make it so you can't buy cards. You had to earn all your cards. Like,
yeah,
I don't mind the card packs because I actually enjoy card packs if you can't purchase them.
I never bought any card packs. I never felt like I needed to in Halo 5, so I don't care if they change that or not.
Yeah. But I can see the
Um,
argument where that's a pay-to-win mechanic, right? Because
yeah,
whoever has $100 is going to have the odds of having better cards,
yep.
right? So
Whoever spends money, but you could just kill that person, just
yeah,
do a
you
better
could,
job,
and
and then take their stuff.
it does feel rewarding to fucking destroy those high-end
Yeah,
card users,
yep.
right?
When
So
somebody pulls out that sniper that makes you go invisible in Halo 5 or whatever, and
the
you're just
Nor
like,
thing, yeah,
nah, I see you, buddy.
bye.
That's mine now.
But I liked the variation in vehicles and weapons in Halo 5. I like there was
Hmm.
like so many different types of warthogs, so many types of ARs. I would probably prefer a weapon system where you can actually modify your weapons, kind of like the gunsmith in Call of Duty.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I obviously more, uh, what's the word? More choices are better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even if it doesn't have that, I'm still probably play the crap out of this game.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Series X is going to be great. They're talking about two models, a low end model and a high end model. The Series X
Hmm.
is going to be the high end model. It says it can play like games at 8K at 60 frames per second, which sounds ridiculous because I still only play on 1080p with my X.
Yeah, same.
Um, but yeah, it's great, man. 2020 is gonna be great. It's gonna be crazy.
Yes, and we will let you know whether it's good or bad here
Yep.
all the time.
Other than that, man, I think that's let's call it. That's it.
Yeah, you wanna play some games?
Yeah, I still have some Apex stuff to do.
Okay, I guess I'll carry you.
All right.
Put you in my backpack. All right.
I'll fit like a koala. Oh, that's probably a
Oh,
bad timing.
yeah. Anyways,
uh,
bye.
bye.